Hey, John Napolitano here with you this morning. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day or evening whenever you're watching this video. Reason why I'm creating this video this morning is we had an interesting game plan meeting on Sunday mornings. We have them usually, my students and I, we talk about what our procedures are for the week, what types of trades we're looking at, and what type of analysis that we're going to be doing. My analysis is pretty much the same every single week. I do something called top-down analysis, which I teach my students how to do. It's a fairly simple process, but basically it allows you to kind of watch the market as a whole instead of focusing on individual stocks. I think one of the main mistakes new traders make is that they build their watch list and that's all they trade. They look at like maybe a handful of names that they're comfortable trading. And what generally happens is in a situation like that is that the market dynamics might change and the new trader might not be aware of what's happening as a whole. They might be following the news. They might be following specific news stories. For instance, AI is a very big topic lately, and EV is a very new topic as well. These are great things, and these are potential things you should be watching. But one of the things you have to look at is the big picture. And that's what I think a lot of new traders overlook. So one of the things that happened on Friday was that the market was obviously down. We had a down week last week, which was understandable. We had a little bit of a pullback. We had 8 weeks in a row, basically where the S&P and the Nasdaq. Well, the Nasdaq was 8 weeks. The S&P was 5 weeks in a row that it was up consecutively. So a pullback was pretty much long overdue. And one of the topics that we talked about was how do we know when a pullback is over? How do we know exactly what's going on? And so on and so forth. So I'm going to show you my screen right now. As you can see, this is just a quick chart of the SPY. We talk about this in our classes. You have this huge, big run up and then this run down. So it looks like a pretty orderly pullback. And what happened interesting on Thursday, it was a little bit of a fake out. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you look at Thursday, you have this huge, not huge, but a decent bullish engulfing candle here. And usually after that, you might get confirmation to the upside. So we talk about candlestick charts and candlestick patterns in our classes. It's really important to kind of know what each one of these candles is telling you, whether they're bullish or bearish signals. Sometimes there's a pattern of several candles in a row that kind of tell you what's going on. And this is stuff that we go over in our classes as well. But basically on Friday, we did not get our confirmation that the market obviously kept on going down. And what happens here, this is actually just now Monday's pre-market candle just happened. But basically on Friday, you have this down kind of candle. And the reason for it was basically coming out of Europe. The US market was actually okay. The market kind of shrugged off the meeting that Powell had in Congress and all the different things they were talking about. And what happened in Europe, there was just some nasty inflation numbers, some nasty economic data that came out. And basically, it caused the markets to roll over. So what you have to realize is that in the long term, global markets are correlated with one another. And there are days, obviously, when Europe is down and the US is up, or the US is up and Europe and Asia is down. But for the most part, these markets tend to be correlated over the long term. So what's happening now is that Europe is not in as good of shape as the US. So basically, the question now is, does the Europe bring the US down, or does US bring Europe up? And that's kind of the push and pull that's going on right now. So you have to be aware of this as a trader. You don't necessarily have to trade Europe or trade Asia, but you should be aware of what's going on overseas and in emerging markets. What I'm showing you right now, we're going to get into this down here, is you have, this is basically the VGK. It's the Vanguard European ETF. I look at this basically to let me know how Europe's doing. So I look at a lot of different ETFs, and this is part of my top-down analysis. I will look at emerging market ETFs. I will look at Asian ETFs as well as Europe. And as you can see, it is not doing very well. It's at the bottom of its Bollinger Band here. It had a really nasty gap on Friday due to the economic numbers that I was kind of mentioning to you guys. And that is what dragged down the market. So overall, I'm kind of a wait and see for this week. I want to see if like I said, the US can kind of bring the European markets higher or vice versa. With the strong dollar and with gold slumping, I have my reservations. So as an options trader, if you have those types of reservations, there are strategies you can do without just sitting on your hands and doing nothing. Going long is only one of many options you can do as an options trader. There's credit spreads, which we did a whole ton of them in our classes last week and in my Discord channel. There are other things you can do as well, like condors and butterflies, which are more non-directional in nature. So if you're curious about how to use options, you could actually trade options alongside of stocks, which a lot of people do. Options are, you could use them for day trading as well as swing trading. If you have any interest in learning about this stuff, spend some more time with us. Our videos are very informative. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you want to learn little tidbits and how to look at certain things from time to time. On our website, toptradingpros.com, we have a ton of free content that you could look through and get to know our system. What's the most important thing is obviously the coaching and the community. Those are the things that you really need as a new trader in order to be successful. So please join us. Please become part of us. Check out our website. If you want to take some classes and learn more about this, that's available there for you as well. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, happy trading. Be careful out there and make sure you manage your risk. Make sure you look at the market as a whole first and foremost before you start making decisions. So enjoy their day, everybody. Take care.